So recently, Ford debuted their battery sizes for their Ford Lightning EV, which is actually pretty exciting. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what size they chose and what efficiency they're expecting to get. So as you guys know, the Ford Lightning EV comes with two battery sizes. So we got the standard range and then we have the extended range. So for the standard range, they're expecting with 1,000 pounds of payload, so 4 very large adults, or 1,000 pounds of payload in the bed with a driver, they're expecting actually 230 miles of range with that amount of weight, which is phenomenal. That's a lot of weight actually in any vehicle whatsoever. And knowing that you're going to actually get 230 miles on obviously a good day, temperature-wise, that's actually really good, especially for contractors and normal truck owners. Now for the extended range, they're expecting 300 miles, and obviously that comes with a bigger battery, which comes with bigger costs as well. But either way, 300 miles is actually really good with 1,000 pounds of payload, and we all know that if you take away the payload, what happens to the range? It increases. So there has been multiple little snippets of Ford Lightning pictures of the actual screen that shows that it gets well over 400 miles on the extended range battery. So that's actually really phenomenal, and that keeps up with Rivian, and it keeps up with Hummer, as well as the Cybertruck, which isn't produced yet. So right now I'm just going to actually go right into the data and make this a nice and short video. So the standard range comes with a 98 kilowatt hour battery. And as you guys are familiar, that's the exact same battery that's in my Mach-E. The EPA rating supposedly is going to be 230 miles, which if you do 230 miles divided by 98 kilowatt hours, you get 2.3 miles per kilowatt. So Ford is expecting when you have 1,000 pounds of payload, they're going to give you 2.3 miles per kilowatt. Now that's actually really good. I've never seen something that low technically in my Mach-E, but this is a full-size truck and it's not as aerodynamic as my Mach-E. So getting 2.3 miles per kilowatt on a very large truck and very heavy truck is actually really good. Now let's just have a little asterisk here. So if Ford takes away the 1,000 pounds of payload, what kind of range can we expect? Now what I'm kind of just basing this off of is my own Mach-E. It's rated at 270 miles. It has a 98 kilowatt battery. So if we actually do the math, the EPA is saying, hey, Mach-E owners, you're going to get about 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour. Great. Now, what have I actually been getting? This entire time, anything from 32 Fahrenheit and above, I've been getting 3.7 miles per kilowatt. I rarely have seen anything underneath that. So we're just going to average this out and say I am beating the EPA rating by 30%. And Ford does this specifically because they want you to have like the worst case scenario range when they go to sell the vehicle. And yeah, it's less than Tesla and it's less than the others. But you got to realize Tesla and all them, they really don't really hit those EPA ratings like ever. It's really a sales gimmick, and I fully understand why they did it because they were the first for EVs. It's a different story, but it worked for them, okay? It's fine. Well, Ford is kind of doing the opposite of that. They're saying, hey, on a worst case scenario day, you're gonna get 2.3 miles per kilowatt in this Ford Lightning. Let's just remove the payload and everything from the Ford Lightning. What are we actually gonna see? And I strongly believe if you add 30% on top of the normal mileage, the 230 miles EPA range, you're going to get 300 miles. Now that is very, very doable for most users of this vehicle. And that is actually going to make sense when prices are so high for this truck. Not many people are going to want a 230 mile truck. They're going to need more than that, especially in the winter, especially where I live in Illinois. You're going to lose a lot of range with that heat going and with the cold weather. Well, this 300 miles equates to 3.06 miles per kilowatt hour. Now that's actually very doable, and I strongly feel like we're actually really gonna see that, especially when temperatures are very nice. You know what would really help is if you guys hit that subscribe button, because it really helps my channel. It really lets me know like you guys are actually interested in this stuff, and I'm loving all the comments that I'm getting as well. Thank you. Okay, now going into the extended range of the truck. So with the extended range, you're gonna get a 131 kilowatt hour battery, which is absolutely gigantic. And that is rated with 1,000 pounds of payload at 300 miles, which now that is some serious miles. That's like no range anxiety whatsoever, unless you're on road trips, but then you got fast chargers. But anyways, with that, you're still gonna get the 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour that the EPA is actually estimating. Now again, if we take the numbers that I saw personally, and basically literally every single Mach-E owner has seen, we are beating the EPA like no other every single day. No issues. If you floor it, you're easily beating the EPA. Well, if we add 30% onto that figure of 300 miles, what do we get? We get 390 miles total of range. And without that 1,000 pounds of payload, I strongly believe we can easily reach that. And this might actually get into the range of a little bit too many miles. Do we really need that much range in this truck? But again, it's a truck, so if people are actually gonna use it, especially the Pro version, they're gonna have a lot of weight in the truck. They're gonna need that extra mileage. Now, if we just do 390 miles divided by the 131 kilowatt hour battery, we get to 2.98 miles per kilowatt. Now again, it's really close to the 3 miles per kilowatt that we saw with the standard range, as it should be. And I strongly feel, like I said, that we're actually gonna get this. So is it really a necessity to get the extended range battery? I don't know. So personally, to summarize this video, I think the Ford Lightning it's too expensive. Luckily, we have all these different trims for all these different types of customers. I really feel, based on my last video, that people are gonna be bumped down a trim level because the affordability is just not there anymore. It really isn't. Like I said, people might feel comfortable with a $900 payment, $800-900. Well, that's like me. I feel really comfortable paying that amount of money. But a lot of customers might not. So that standard range is probably gonna be your only option if you wanna stay under $1,000 per month. And as always, guys, thank you again for watching this video. I really appreciate all the views. If you could smash that like button and that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. And until next time, guys.